Imagine grabbing a handful of plain, dusty dirt from your backyard. Nothing special, just the same old earth you've walked on 1,000 times. Now picture sprinkling in a mysterious white powder, mixing it with a splash of water, and watching as that loose, crumbly dirt transforms right before your eyes into a rock-solid surface. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you this isn't some expensive contractor trick or a high-tech gadget? It's a $1 secret that's been quietly used by insiders for decades, and almost nobody outside the industry knows about it. This isn't just another DIY hack, it's a game changer. For years, big companies and professionals have relied on this magic powder to create driveways, patios, and even emergency repairs, all without pouring a single bag of concrete. But here's the wild part. Most homeowners, car owners, and even hardcore DIYers have never even heard of it. Why? Because it's been hiding in plain sight, overshadowed by expensive products and complicated solutions that the big brands want you to keep buying. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on this forgotten formula. You're about to discover how a single scoop of this powder can turn ordinary dirt into stone, permanently. No more crumbling pathways, no more muddy messes, and no more wasting money on overpriced materials. If you've ever wanted to save cash, outsmart the system, and unlock a hidden solution that could change the way you tackle every outdoor project, you're in the right place. Stick around, because once you see how easy and cheap this is, you'll never look at dirt the same way again. If you've spent any time scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube lately, you've probably seen those jaw-dropping clips where someone takes a patch of plain dirt, sprinkles on a little powder, adds water, and, like magic, ends up with a surface so solid you could park a car on it. These videos rack up millions of views overnight, with comment sections exploding as people ask, "What is that powder? And why haven't I heard of this before?" It's not just hype. This hack is taking the DIY world by storm, and for good reason. For decades, the only way to get a durable, stone-like surface in your yard or driveway was to shell out big bucks for concrete, pavers, or gravel. That meant hiring contractors, renting heavy equipment, and dealing with messy, backbreaking work. Even then, you'd often end up with cracks, weeds, or surfaces that just didn't last. But now, thanks to this $1 powder, everyday people are skipping all that hassle and cost. They're transforming muddy walkways, patching potholes, and even building patios in a single afternoon. No special skills or tools required. So why is this hack suddenly everywhere? It's simple. People are tired of overpriced, overcomplicated solutions. They want something that actually works without draining their wallets or wasting their weekends. And as more and more creators share their dirt-to-stone results online, the secret is finally getting out. But here's the thing. Most people still don't know exactly how it works or where to get it. That's what we're about to reveal. Let's be honest, when most people think about fixing up their driveway, building a garden path, or creating a solid parking spot, they picture the usual suspects. Bags of concrete, stacks of pavers, or truckloads of gravel. Maybe you've even been there yourself, standing in the hardware store, staring at price tags and wondering how a simple project turned into a major investment. You load up your cart, spend hours mixing, pouring, and leveling, only to end up with a surface that cracks, shifts, or gets swallowed by weeds after the first heavy rain. It's frustrating, expensive, and honestly, it's enough to make anyone want to give up on DIY altogether. Take concrete, for example. Sure, it's strong, but it's also heavy, messy, and unforgiving. Miss a step, and you're left with a lumpy, uneven slab that's nearly impossible to fix. Pavers look great at first, but they're time-consuming to install and can quickly become uneven as the ground settles. And gravel? It's affordable, but it never really stays put. You end up chasing runaway stones and battling mud every time it rains. Now, here's where the story takes a turn. Imagine skipping all that hassle. No more backbreaking labor, no more endless trips to the store, and no more blowing your budget on materials that don't last. That's the power of the $1 powder hack. Instead of wrestling with heavy bags and complicated instructions, you simply mix this powder with your existing dirt, add water, and watch as it transforms into a rock-solid surface, permanently. It's faster, easier, and so much cheaper than anything you've tried before. This isn't just a shortcut, it's a hidden solution that flips the script on everything you thought you knew about outdoor projects. And the best part? Anyone can do it. So, what exactly is this magic $1 powder that's turning dirt into stone and making the internet lose its mind? Here's the big reveal. In most cases, it's something called Portland cement, or a similar soil stabilizer. Now, before you tune out, thinking this is just regular cement, stick with me, because the way it works in this hack is totally different from what you might expect. Let's break it down. Portland cement is a fine, gray powder that's actually the main ingredient in concrete. But when you mix it directly with dirt and water, something fascinating happens. The cement particles react with the moisture and minerals in the soil, triggering a chemical process called hydration. Think of it like a superglue for dirt. The cement binds the tiny soil particles together, locking them in place and creating a solid, stone-like mass. It's almost like Mother Nature's own recipe for making rock. just sped up and supercharged. Here's an analogy. Imagine you're building a sandcastle at the beach. Dry sand just falls apart, but add a little water and suddenly you can mold it into shapes that actually hold together. Now, picture adding a pinch of magic dust that makes your sandcastle harden into real stone. That's what this powder does for your backyard dirt. It doesn't just coat the surface, it transforms the entire mixture from the inside out, creating a durable, weather-resistant layer that can handle cars, foot traffic, and whatever else you throw at it. What makes this method so effective is its simplicity. There's no need for rebar, forms, or complicated mixing. The powder works with the dirt you already have, adapting to your unique soil and locking it in place for good. It's science, but it feels like magic, and that's why it's changing the DIY game forever. Ready to see how this $1 powder can transform your next project? Here's the step-by-step guide that's turning ordinary dirt into stone. No special skills, no expensive tools, and no more wasting money on materials that just don't last. Whether you're fixing a muddy driveway, building a garden path, or creating a rock-solid parking spot, this method is so simple, you'll wonder why you ever did it any other way. First, let's talk about what you'll need. The shopping list is refreshingly short. The $1 powder, which we'll reveal in detail later, but for now, think of it as a soil stabilizer or Portland cement. Both are widely available at hardware stores and online. A shovel or garden rake, a wheelbarrow or large bucket for mixing water. A garden hose works perfectly. A tamper, or something heavy to compact the surface. Even your own body weight can work in a pinch. Gloves and a dust mask for safety. Step 1. Prepare your surface. Start by clearing away any debris, weeds, or loose rocks from the area you want to transform. The cleaner your base, the better your results. Use your shovel or rake to level out the dirt as much as possible. If the ground is especially soft or muddy, let it dry out for a day or two. Working with slightly damp, but not soaking wet, soil is ideal. Step 2. Mix in the powder. Here's where the magic happens. Sprinkle the powder evenly over the dirt. The general rule of thumb is about 1 part powder to 10 parts dirt, but you can adjust this ratio for extra strength if you're working on a high traffic area. Use your shovel or rake to blend the powder thoroughly into the top few inches of soil. Don't rush this step. An even mix is key to a solid, long-lasting surface. Step 3. Add water. Grab your hose or a watering can and lightly mist the area. You want the mixture to be damp, not soaking wet. Too much water can wash away the powder before it has a chance to work its magic, so go slow and check as you go. The goal is a consistency similar to damp sand, just enough moisture to activate the powder and help it bind with the dirt. Step 4. Compact the surface. This is the step that separates the pros from the amateurs. Use a tamper, a heavy board, or even your own feet to press down the mixture firmly. The more compacted the surface, the stronger and more stone-like it will become. For larger areas, you can rent a plate compactor from your local hardware store, but for small projects, a little elbow grease goes a long way. Step 5. Let it cure. This is where patience pays off. Leave the area undisturbed for at least 24 to 48 hours. During this time, the powder reacts with the moisture in soil, hardening into a durable, stone-like surface. Avoid walking or driving on it until it's fully set. Trust me, it's worth the wait. Now, here are a few insider tips to guarantee flawless results. First, always wear gloves and a dust mask when handling the powder. Safety first. Second, if you're working in a spot that gets a lot of rain, consider adding a slight slope to your surface to help water run off. And third, don't skimp on mixing. The more thoroughly you blend the powder and dirt, the more even and durable your finished surface will be. But here's the FOMO moment. The biggest mistake people make is rushing the process or using too little powder. If you cut corners, you'll end up with a surface that crumbles or washes away after the first storm. Don't be that person who has to redo the whole project. Take your time, follow these steps, and you'll have a result that lasts for years. And if you want that professional polished look, try using a broom to lightly texture the surface before it cures. This not only adds grip, but also gives your project a finished, intentional appearance, like something you'd pay a contractor hundreds, if not thousands, to create. So there you have it, a simple, step-by-step method to turn dirt into stone right in your own backyard. No more guesswork, no more wasted weekends, and no more settling for surfaces that just don't hold up. With this hidden hack, you're not just saving money, you're unlocking a whole new level of DIY power. And once you see the results, you'll want to use this trick everywhere. Let's talk results, because nothing speaks louder than a jaw-dropping before and after. Picture this, a muddy, rutted driveway that used to swallow your tires every time it rained. Now, after just one afternoon and a few dollars worth of powder, it's a smooth, rock-solid surface that looks like it was poured by professionals. That's not just a fluke, it's happening in backyards, gardens, and garages all over the country. Take Sarah, a busy mom from Ohio. She was tired of tracking mud into the house every time her kids played outside. We tried gravel, but it just disappeared into the dirt, she says. I saw this hack online and figured, why not? Now our garden path is solid and I haven't had to sweep the porch in weeks. Or listen to Mike, a car enthusiast from Texas. I was quoted over $2,000 to fix my driveway. I did it myself for less than $50, and it's held up through storms and heavy trucks. My neighbors can't believe it. The contrast is undeniable. Before, you had uneven, messy surfaces that were a constant headache. Mud in the spring, dust in the summer, and potholes year-round. After, you've got a clean, durable, and professional-looking finish that stands up to weather, traffic, and time. And the best part? You did it yourself, with a secret the pros have been using for years. These transformations aren't just about saving money. They're about taking control of your space and getting results you can be proud of. Once you see what's possible, you'll never settle for the old way again. This is the power of the $1 powder in action. What most people don't realize is that this $1 powder isn't just for driveways and garden paths. It's a true Swiss Army knife for anyone who loves DIY, prepping, or just getting more out of their home and yard. One of the most overlooked benefits is erosion control. If you've got a slope that keeps washing away in heavy rain, mixing this powder into the soil can lock everything in place, protecting your landscaping and saving you from endless repairs. But that's just the beginning. Imagine you're dealing with a sudden pothole or a washed-out section of your driveway after a storm. Instead of waiting days for a contractor or spending a fortune on quick-fix products, you can grab your powder, mix it in, and have a solid repair in hours. It's a lifesaver for emergency fixes, especially for car owners and anyone who values self-reliance. Gardeners are getting creative too. Some use the powder to build raised beds, create stepping stones, or even craft rustic outdoor furniture bases. Because it binds with natural soil, it blends right into your landscape, giving you a durable, eco-friendly alternative to plastic or chemically treated materials. And here's a bonus. This method is surprisingly green. By using what you already have, your own dirt, you're cutting down on waste, reducing the need for new materials, and keeping your projects as sustainable as possible. Versatile, durable, and environmentally smart. This is one hack you'll find new uses for every season. Before you dive in, let's make sure you don't fall into the traps that trip up so many first-timers. The biggest mistake? Skimping on the powder or rushing the mixing process. If you don't blend the powder thoroughly into the dirt, you'll end up with weak spots that crumble or wash away after the first rain, undoing all your hard work. Always follow the recommended ratio and take your time mixing for a truly solid finish. Safety is another must. And this powder can be dusty and irritating, so always wear gloves and a dust mask when handling it. Keep pets and kids away from the area until everything is fully cured. And don't forget, too much water is just as bad as too little. Oversaturating the mix can prevent it from setting properly, leaving you with a soft, unstable surface. Here's a pro tip. If you want extra strength, lightly mist the surface again after compacting, then cover it with a tarp for 24 hours. This helps lock in moisture and ensures a slow, even cure, just like the pros do. Avoid these common mistakes, and you'll have a project that not only looks great, but lasts for years. Don't let a simple oversight ruin your transformation. So, where can you actually get your hands on this game-changing powder without breaking the bank? The good news is, you don't need to hunt down some rare specialty product. The secret is ordinary Portland cement or soil stabilizer, both widely available at big box hardware stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, or even your local building supply shop. You'll often find small bags for just $1 or $2, especially if you buy in bulk or catch a sale. When shopping, look for plain, unblended Portland cement or basic soil stabilizer. Avoid anything labeled as quick set or high strength unless you have a specific need, as these can be more expensive and aren't necessary for most dirt-to-stone projects. Steer clear of fancy branded mixes or products marketed as miracle hardeners. They're usually just overpriced versions of the same thing. Online retailers can be convenient, but watch out for inflated prices and shipping fees that can quickly eat up your savings. Always compare prices and check reviews before you buy. Stick with the tried and true basics, and you'll get the same pro-level results for a fraction of the cost. Don't get fooled by marketing. This $1 secret is hiding in plain sight. Now you know the secret. With just a $1 powder and a little effort, you can turn ordinary dirt into a rock-solid surface that looks and lasts like something built by the pros. Think about the money you'll save, the headaches you'll avoid, and the satisfaction of tackling projects yourself with a hidden hack most people still don't know exists. But here's the thing. These powders are flying off shelves as more people catch on, and prices could spike as demand grows. Don't wait until it's too late, or you're stuck paying double for the same results. If you're ready to transform your driveway, garden path, or backyard without breaking the bank, now's the time to act. Try this hack for yourself and see just how easy and effective it really is. And if you found this tip valuable, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because we're just getting started. Next week, we'll reveal another viral DIY secret, one that could save you hundreds on home repairs with a tool you already own. Don't miss out on the next hidden solution that could change the way you DIY forever.